Hello, ma'am. Thank you for coming today. Can you tell us your name?
Sure. My name is Rachel Ann Macek. I was Rachel Ann Dyke, and then I married my husband.
Okay. Can you tell us why you are here?
Okay. I'm the oldest daughter of George K. Dyke II. He was a Marine in the World War II, and he was Pacific Theater in Iwo Jima.
Okay. Do you know if he was drafted or did he enlist?
I think he enlisted. That's my thought or what I've heard. He wanted to be part of the military, and I know that he went out to California and went there to enlist.
Do you know where he was living at the time?
He is from North Dakota, and that's where he was living, and then he did go out to California to become a Marine.
And you said he went to Iwo Jima?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know, did he tell you any stories about when he first arrived there?
No, the stories my dad told us were more of the fun part because he really didn't talk about any of the battles and stuff like that. I know of fun stories. I do know that when he hit the beaches of Iwo Jima, that they were the first ones to fire a shot, little things like that, but he just says it was a horrific battle and many, many, many people died. I think over 6,000 Marines died. I don't know how many Japanese died, but you know, he didn't speak much to his daughters, at least, about the battles.
Do you know what his job or assignment was?
I've probably been told, but I just know he was a captain, and so he was head of a certain part. I don't know if it's called, I think it's called a battery. So my dad was in charge of a battery of men.
And did he have any interesting experiences?
Interesting. Yeah, he had quite a few experiences. He tells me several of his stories. Would you like to hear those?
Yes, please.
Okay. One story I can tell you is on Iwo Jima, and I'm not sure about when in the timeline this was, but the Marines and the Army were on Iwo Jima, and the Navy were out at sea. And the Marines didn't have the best of food. The Army had the better food. So one of the men dressed up as an Army colonel to direct the Army trucks to the tent that had the food so that they could unload the trucks of the Army food, and then the Marines had better tasting food. Then they thought they could do even better than that, so the cook tore up white sheets, and he took a pie tin and he drew a circle around the pie tin and then painted the inside of the circle red, and he now had a Japanese flag. And he took these flags and he sent them out to the Navy ship and said that these were some Japanese flags that they had, confiscated from the Japanese, and they were willing to trade that for good food. So they traded for ice cream, treats, and better food. And I don't know if it passed in between or if anyone ever knew when it was decided that they were sheets with just red. But the Marines once again ate very good for a while because thanks to the Navy. That's one of the stories he told.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Did he have any brothers serving with him during the war?
Yes, he had. My Uncle Mac was a Navy pilot. He was a fighter pilot, and he joined after my dad. He's younger than my dad.
Do you know how old your dad was when he joined?
No, I would guess between 21 and 26 if I had to take a stab in the dark.
Did he receive any medals, and if so, for what?
Yes, he received a Purple Heart because he was shot while on Iwo Jima. He said he got the message in the rear end because he was shot in the back. And he went in and was tended for and then insisted on going back out and fighting. And he also got a Bronze Star, and he got a special kind of Bronze Star. I don't know the name of it. But when they landed on Iwo Jima, he was in charge of one group, and the other two colonels had to go someplace else. So my dad was in charge of 3 groups that were landing on Iwo Jima, and they were the first group to actually fire shots on Iwo Jima.